celebrating 15 years of leadership.
The advice for there is to hold into that stock, and maybe in fact you'll get better returns. Hold on. In fact, in the last 6 months that one is down by close to around 30% odd. But let's go to our next query. We have Pratosh, who writes to us from Bhopal. He has invested in SBI Magnum Fund. He also wants to invest another 50,000 rupees in liquid funds. Feroze, over to you. How can you help him?
Yeah, I think this is a very little unknown kind of territory for liquid funds. I think it's a very, very effective tool to manage your liquid monies which you have commitments for a couple of months later. So I think liquid funds definitely should form a part of person's liquid portfolio. I think, Pratosh, I would recommend you a HDFC Cash Management Fund, which is a very good liquid fund. What you could expect is definitely lower than what you would predominantly get from another debt fund or an equity fund. The range of returns could range between 7 to 8%. You can park the money for as little as 15 days. So that's what you should do. The other fund which you have actually mentioned when you've written to us is the SBI Magnum Mid Cap Fund, which is a very, very good fund. I think you should continue investing in it. But if you want to add up any other fund subsequently, I think you should look at a large cap fund, importantly, and a Birla Frontline would be a good fund for you to add up whenever time comes. And
all right, up next, joining us on the line is Dharmesh, who has called in from Mumbai. Hi, Dharmesh.
Hello.
Hi, how can we help you?
Hi. Yeah, I'm doing my MBA.
Okay.
And I'm working part-time. So now I'm saving like 5,000. In which fund I can invest?
Okay, and how, what kind of a time horizon are you looking at? I mean, I assume you're very young because you're still studying. And is there any sort of purpose or goal that you have in mind for this money?
Not currently right now, but I'm looking for like a long-term.
Okay, so I guess it's safe to say, Feroze, that his objective is wealth creation. He can invest 5,000 rupees a month, almost indefinitely right now.
Right.
So where can he put this money to good use?
I think I'll give you two funds, Dharmesh. One would be HDFC Equity, which is a consistent long-term kind of a fund which you can invest for 10-15 years and not be worried, because the fund manager's stability is a very important criteria when you buy a fund. And HDFC Equity would be one of the funds, and Religare Investco mid and small cap fund would be one of the other funds, which is in the mid-cap category, these two funds. But like Sumaira pointed out, it's very important to have goals. Like you've done one thing very right, which is start early. The other very important thing when you're actually commencing is actually having a very clearly defined goal, which will help you plan your investments much better. But I think it's very good that you're starting to save before you start working full-time, part-time, and then you actually save up 5 grand per month is brilliant, Dharmesh.
All right, then. That's some sound advice coming in there.
Losses, but the mid-cap index is up nearly 1.3% now, and it's the Imami which has actually shot up quite a bit. So it's shot up about 5% in the last, I think, 15-20 minutes odd. It's up about 10% in trade. HDIL has seen a rise of nearly 2.5% as well. So these are some of the stocks which have shot up this hour. And other than that, there's OBC, Allahabad Bank, Mindtree. All of these are stocks which are seeing gains of about 5 to 6% right now. And I think, Nigel, you had spotted Concord, that too is rising in trade.
No, Sumaira, in fact, that one was rising, but there was that news that there will be a 5% stake sale that's likely to happen. So that stock should come up for you. In fact, now it's dipped into the red. So look at that, a sharp dip because the street is factoring in that it will be sold at a discount. But let's pull up another stock, MRF. Now it's a 35,000 rupee stock, 36,000 rupee stock. Just take a look at that stock. It spiked up in the last few minutes. I'll be watching that very, very closely. And Ashok Leyland as well. There was a mixed reaction in terms of the numbers. That one as well has taken off just in the last few minutes. So good going on that stock. And Adani Enterprises, we were wondering how those numbers were yesterday. There are a lot of reports on that stock as well. Just pull it up. It's moved to around that 740 level. Take a look at that stock, doing a bit of a jig in the last few minutes. But let's get to our next caller. We have Rahul, who calls us from Nagpur, and he has a personal finance query. Hi, Rahul. Rahul? All right, I think he's sent us an SMS. He wants, he tells us that he please suggest a suitable insurance policy. Feroze, how can you help him?
Yeah, the additional information is that he's close to retirement.
Okay, so if he's close to retirement, Rahul, I don't think you should buy yourself an insurance policy because all insurance policies are for somebody who has to maintain discipline for the recurring income he has, to make sure that that goes into insurance, because those are very stringent, and those kind of tied up nature brings in discipline. So I think, Rahul, for you, if you're close to retirement, 5-7 years, I don't think you should touch an insurance policy. You should rather buy a mutual fund, a group of mutual funds, at least have 40% in equity and about 60% in debt. This kind of asset allocation will make sure that as you come closer to retirement, there's enough stability in your portfolio that the retirement corpus can actually help you live the residual life of 20, 25, 30 years, which is very important. So I think two good large and mid-cap funds. One of them would be Mirai India Opportunities Fund, which is a good large cap fund, and the mid-cap category you can look at Franklin Prima Fund. And then the other 60% of the money, which is the debt component, you can choose two funds. One is the HDFC Corporate Bond Fund, and then and also a ICICI Regular Savings Fund. These four funds, 40% equity, 60% debt. I think that's what a retirement corpus should comprise of at your age.
All right, so we're all out of time now. Hemane and Feroze, thanks very much for joining in. We'll wrap up on your stocks then. Do remember, viewers.
CNBC TV 18, celebrating 15 years of leadership.